Hey everybody, I'm AC and welcome back to Shantae Half-Genie Hero. Meta's here once again.
Hello. Hello.
And we are... Yep.
And if you don't mind, I'm gonna go see Body Tops. So what are we doing in this part?
More grinding, but it's not that bad. Now that we've gotten the magic bracelet to reduce the magic consumption by half, it's gonna make grinding a lot easier. Unfortunately, I did not have enough money for the warp dance, which would have been great here, because I could just warp right past this whole thing.
So basically the warp dance is basically a big F you.
It warps you to the next area.
Okay.
It automatically warps you to the next area. Super useful. But yeah, unfortunately, I did not have the money to pay for it. It costed 200, and I only had 12 left. So.
The sword technically remind me of the Red Koopas from Mario.
So if I had the warp dance, I could just warp to be right here, where the city is burning.
This is just another Tuesday for Shantae.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, every other week it's being attacked. So.
Some characters have to deal with an alien invasion. Some characters have to deal with a crap ton of demons. And this character has to deal with a bunch of pirates. But again, the metal bikini that you bought, it looks like it does the exact same amount of damage if you don't already have it.
Oh no, it doesn't. It doesn't deal damage. It doesn't make you stronger. It just halves the damage dealt to you. So, like, enemies that could normally take an entire heart from you can now only take half, and enemies that could only take half a heart now take a quarter of a heart. Tinkerbats only take a quarter of the heart. You can't half that any further, so it doesn't affect them. So they still take a quarter of your heart if they hit you. But it's certainly useful at. It's certainly really useful later on.
Well, you're giving the big finger to everyone right now.
Yeah, which I really should be using that instead. Yeah. There we go.
Too bad you don't have the fireballs. She'd be too hot to handle.
The fireballs only. The fireballs. You basically shoot a flamethrower out of your hands when that's maxed out. You become a firebender. But this literally circles around you and kills all enemies it touches. So this is a lot more helpful than that. The fire is good for dealing damage to enemies that are right in front of you that have a lot of health, but it's not really good for much else. I find myself using the pipe balls and the scimitars a lot more than any other magic that she can get. Except for invincibility. That's another kind of magic she can get, but it drains your magic like nobody's business.
So basically, you can just skip the whole stage if you wanted to.
Yeah, if you have magic on, there's a special item you can get. There's a special item that you get like close to the end of the game that just gives you infinite magic, and so you can just use that. You can use that item and the invincibility bubble in order to essentially just rush through the whole. In order to essentially just rush through the whole game, giving no craps about anything in your way.
So technically, you could play bad technically if you have those two items instead of being careful.
Yeah, you can just rush right through it. No craps given. And I said crap, YouTube! It's not a curse! I'm child-friendly! Can't you see how child-friendly I am, considering how I'm dancing around in a belly dancer outfit with my boobs and butt jiggling all over the place? How much more child-friendly can I be?
They're not child-friendly, and neither am I.
Oh yeah, the fact that it's Shantae just means that it's most likely going to be, this video is most likely going to be demonetized. Just the fact that it's Shantae.
I think the only good game that's going to be rated E for everyone for me is probably going to be the Spyro Reunited Trilogy, but I think that was just 2 for Team. If I remember correctly. But I am glad that they did get, what's his name? Tom Kenny to reprise his role as Spyro for 2 and 3 for this remake.
It's Spyro Reignited Trilogy was rated E10.
Okay, then yeah.
Had to find my my copy of it. So, and it doesn't look like I missed anything. Yeah, you can just. I'm not even touching the controller right now. It's sitting down right now. I'm nowhere near the control. I'm nowhere near the controller right now. The game plays itself right now.
Question: are you using a mic or are you using the camera thing?
I'm using the built-in mic, the mic that's built into the PS4 Pro.
Ah, that's why you're a little bit louder than usual.
I've always used it. Louder than usual. I've always used the built-in mic. I've never not used it. I don't have an external mic.
This is exciting.
Extraordinary gameplay. Quality gameplay. Best game ever. 10 out of 10. I just imagine somebody on the internet is like, huh, I wonder what the Shantae games are all about. They go onto YouTube, they see this video, they click on it, and this is all they see. It's just her standing there as enemies walk into her attacks. This game is perfect.
Well, I know all my Devil May Cry playthroughs, they are not child friendly. Because again, most of the games they're rated M for mature, so yeah.
Yeah. Just be careful what you put on there because, like, you know, too much gore and blood or like any nudity, any form of female nudity is just going to result in the video being taken down.
Well, that kind of sucks because, again, how you find Lady and Trish in Devil May Cry 5, they're butt ass naked when they've been captured. I'm like, okay, I know I'm not going to get copyright or anything. And it's like, it doesn't really show that much. It doesn't show their nipples. It doesn't show their any of the female parts.
All right, well, that you're kind of riding the line there. YouTube might decide to take that down at some point. But you might get lucky, and they might decide to, hey, no, this isn't enough to warrant us taking it down. So. Keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on that part. Keep an eye on that part for a while, because I don't know exactly how YouTube would handle that.
But again, I don't remember what parts those were on my DMC. Because I did DMC 5 twice, so yeah. A regular playthrough and a ultimate playthrough. So. And again, I'm curious how that's going to be once I get to DMC 3 when I fight the succubus.
Do they show full-on nudity with nipples?
No, they don't. They really don't. The only one that you see nipples of is Dante, and it's really just because the first part that he's coming out of the bathroom washing his hair, but honestly, the games are good. It's just YouTube's policy. The only game I will not be playing for my channel, no matter how much you people beg, is the God of War series, unless it's the new one.
Yeah. If it's the new one, it's fine. But any other God of War game will be taken down by YouTube faster than you can say Ares!
Because again, I wouldn't mind doing a God of War Let's Play, but again, it's just for YouTube's going at it, it's just no.
Yeah. It's a phase that YouTube's going through, and millions upon millions of people have already stated their complaints at this new policy for YouTube. And eventually enough people are going to get ticked off enough that YouTube is going to be like, okay, we need to change this. This is not working. We're losing millions of viewers. So
again,
this is going to change. This is going to change. YouTube's going to change its policy eventually. My guess is sometime next year. Sometime next year, they're going to see, okay, this is not good. And then in 2021, they're going to change it to something that's more beneficial to everyone.
And again, another game I would love to do for my channel is Lollipop Chainsaw.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I want to do that game too. I've actually played that game a few times before in the past, and I loved it.
Yeah,
I think that game is super fun.
You got Tara Strong as the main character.
Yeah, and I love her dialogue. She is hilarious. A lot of her dialogue is super funny.
And again, the reason why I haven't got the chance of playing Lollipop Chainsaw because they went underneath my radar. I saw it, I'm like, okay, this is more like a Devil May Cry hack and slash game. I'll give it a try. And I completely forgot about it. I know one achievement that there is on it is
Yes, yeah. You look at her. You turn the camera down so you can look at her panties, and if you do it for long enough, you'll get an achievement that says, "I didn't do it on purpose."
another game I would not mind doing for my channel is the South Park games, but again, we know how South Park is.
Yeah. Wait till YouTube's policy changes again. Wait until that happens. Again, I think that YouTube is going to realize their mistakes sometime in 2020, and then by 2021, they'll change it to something else. So, just wait till then, before you play a lot of the God of War games, and before you play South Park and Lollipop Chainsaw and all that stuff. Actually, Lollipop Chainsaw you might be able to get away with, because there's very little cursing in that game. And, like, you know, all the blood is replaced with rainbows, okay?
Yeah.
And, you know, I mean, yes, there is some fan service, but there's no full-on nudity or anything in it. So, it should be relatively safe.
I'm surprised I haven't got anything taken down for my GTA stuff.
Yeah, GTA is one of those games that YouTube is really cracking down on. It's like they take down anything involving GTA, so I'm kind of surprised they haven't noticed you. I'm kind of surprised they haven't taken your the stuff with you and Haiku.
But again, it's just all we're doing is either light cycles, racing, or going to the casino and gambling. And no, we don't recommend people to go to gambling and all that stuff. But
we do not condone the act of gambling. We don't condone drugs, alcohol, all that stuff.
Prostitution.
Yeah. We don't recommend doing any of that stuff. Like, stay away from all that stuff, and you'll have a healthy life.
But if you're 18 and all that stuff, that's your opinion. If you want to try that stuff.
Yeah, if you want to try it, that's your opinion. That is your choice to make. You can try that if you want. But we will not, like, endorse that. We will not suggest that people do that. If you choose to do that, that's of your own accord. We are not responsible for your choices.
And I know some girls will say, I'm just doing this just to get through college. Yeah,
Yeah, that's how it always starts, and then that's how it starts, and then they end up getting in too deep, and ends up being something that they can't quit, because it becomes something of an addiction.
Yeah, like how Stallone, how he got started off was went into adult movies. And that's all I'm gonna say. Wow, your magic bar has not gone down at all.
Yeah. Yeah, it's because of the magic bracelet. It greatly reduces the magic consumption. It greatly reduces it. And so the game is just going to play itself from here on out.
I feel bad for you guys, because again, yeah, you know, I understand that you want him to get along, go ahead and just get on with the story, but again, he wants to get his grinding out of the way quickly. They could have done this off screen, but...
Well, I mean, this is already going to be a pretty short playthrough. I mean, it'd be different if every part was only like 20 minutes. Then yes, I would do all of this off screen because I would want to get a move on. But these are like hour-long parts. If I didn't show all the grinding for all this stuff, then this playthrough would be shorter than the Legend of Korra playthrough, which was 8 parts. and I'm pretty sure that is going. I'm pretty sure that is going to be my shortest playthrough ever.
Oh, I've had a couple of short playthroughs. I know I've had Arkham Asylum as 8 parts, and I went after everything in that game.
Actually, no. I think there is one game that I plan on doing. I think there are a couple games I plan on doing that are going to be shorter than this. That are going to be shorter than the Legend of Korra one. For instance, the game I plan on doing next after Half-Genie Hero. That will most likely be shorter than Legend of Korra. It wouldn't surprise me if it was only like 5 parts.
What game are you talking about?
Kingdom Hearts: A Fragmentary Passage. I'll be doing that, and then I'll be doing that in preparation for the Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind DLC, and yeah, I'll be playing. I will be Let's Playing Shantae 5 when it comes out, and I'll be Let's Playing. I'll continue my Let's Play of Kingdom Hearts 3 right where I left off. I have more experience with the game now, so I don't really need it to be in easy mode anymore, but that's what I have it as for my save file, and unfortunately, because of my job, I don't have a whole lot of time to, go back through, start over, and get to that point where I was in a normal mode. So
once Doom Eternal comes out, folks, yeah, I will do a live stream of that. And I know YouTube's gonna be right on my case saying, no. I'm like, it's a game that I want to play, and I want experience with everybody.
It should be fine as long as you make sure that it's not. As long as you make sure you don't turn on monetization for those videos.
I don't turn on monetization for any of my videos. So I'm not really getting paid for anything.
Yeah, if you don't turn on monetization, for your videos, then. If you don't turn on monetization for your videos, then I don't think YouTube can take it down, but don't quote me on that.
But again, I would love to make this my full-time job.
Again, I would suggest waiting until. Like, they change their policy, which will most likely happen around, like, 2021 or so. My mouth is still kind of numb, but it's starting to ease up now.
That's good.
It's slowly but surely been getting easier to talk as we've been doing this, because I'm exercising my mouth more. So it's forcing the numbness to slowly but surely go away.
My question: how many parts will you be doing for Breath of the Wild when you ever get to that point?
Well, once I get the big switch, which, if the rumor is to be believed, the big switch is going to come with like some kind of record button that will allow you to stream gameplay, hopefully to YouTube. And when that happens, yeah, I'm definitely playing Breath of the Wild. And honestly, I have no idea how many parts that's going to be, because I've put hundreds of hours into that game before. So I have no idea how long a playthrough for Breath of the Wild could be for me.
And folks, and he's not lying at all. Trust me, from my expectations from him, he has done it.
I have played and beaten that game
Five or six times.
No, way more. I am currently at 13 times. I've played and beaten the game 13 times, and let's see how many of those were completion. Seven of the 13 times that I've played the game have been 100% completion. No, 8. I forgot. I forgot there was one that I did recently.
And you're still waiting for that open world Sonic game.
Yep. If I can get an open world Sonic game and another Sonic fighting game that actually has like all the other characters, like Team Dark, Team Rose, Team Chaotix, Team Dimensions, Team Sonic, Team Empire, Team Babylon, all that stuff. If I can get all of those, if I can get a fighting game with all of those people included, that, as well as a 3D Sonic game that's kind of open world, where like you literally have to run to each stage, and then like there's this like little short loading screen, and then the stage loads, and then boom, you play through the stage. And then it takes you back to the open hub world, and you go to the next location. Like, if I can get those two games, that's it. I'll be done with Sonic after that. That's all I want, just those two games.
Did Sonic Adventure technically do that already?
No. Not entirely. Here's the thing. Sonic Adventure had a very small overworld that you had to platform your way, platform and do puzzles to find your way to each individual stage. But they did not have a huge overworld that you could just run through. It was very compact, very small. I want a large overworld. An incredibly large overworld that I can just blast through at supersonic speeds and get to each stage. With like different objectives that you can find throughout the world. Like if you want to stop and beat a few robots here or there as you're making your way from one stage to another, you can do that. If you want to stop and talk to every NPC you find on the way, you can do that. It's like, that's what I want.
Fox, if you're just joining us by this point, there's a lot of grinding right now, folks.
Yes. The last 20 minutes has been just this. Almost 20 minutes. It'll be 20 minutes in one more minute.
Yeah, it looks like you're ending up at cap, I believe, for money.
Yeah, I'm over 900 now, so I just need to get to 999. And then I'm gonna use the whistle to get out of here.
Hang on, I'll be right back.
Darn.
Well, that was strange.
What?
I get a call off of Skype and I'm wondering who's calling me. And I'm like, so I answer it. Got no reply. And I'm like,
Alright. So 20 minutes of grinding is all it takes to get to 999.
to make sure to put a post stamp to where the grinding ends, to let them know, hey, you can skip this. You can skip to this time slot in the video to get. You want to see us to get a move? I'll move on.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the shampoo do?
Let me see. Let me show you. So this is our list of all of our different upgrades. The shampoo increases the damage dealt by your hair. Super Silky Cream increases the whipping speed of your hair. That's pretty helpful when you don't want to use magic.
Okay.
And I just got level 3 Bubble, which is total invincibility. It consumes a lot of magic. So.
And the potions, I'm guessing those are health potions.
Okay, so let me see here.
Oh, magic potions. Never mind.
Yeah. These are mega potions. They completely refill your health and magic. You can have up to 9 at a time. Okay. So I haven't started collecting the fireball stuff or the storm puff stuff. Both of those put together, that's going to be like about 600. 800. There. Okay, so I'm gonna need about roughly 1,400, 1,400, and I can't get that much in one grind session. And I also made an oops.
What?
I forgot to buy the warp dance from the guy. So I gotta go through this first section again because I screwed up.
Is this part just nothing but grinding? I'm asking.
Yes, this whole part is gonna be the grind, and most likely, the next part will most likely involve a little bit of grinding.
Why don't you just buy the warp dance first and anything else? Is the warp dance a one-time use?
No. Once you buy it, you can use it at any time. whenever you want.
Why couldn't you tell the big turkey just to drop you off at the second part of the map?
I don't know. Because Sky has attitude.
Well, she is well and down.
Yeah.
Mostly all the girls are.
I mean, not including Risky Boots. Of the three main females, Sky is the most well endowed. Up top, in terms of down below, it's Roddy Tops. And then Shantae's got those hips. Shantae's got the hips for her belly dance.
And if I remember correctly, the Pirate Queen has those legs.
Well, the Pirate Queen, she's actually the most well endowed of all the characters in the series. Sky has really good legs. Shantae's got the hips, and Roddy Top's got the bootay. So, you know, you can pick.
If you ever get past this part, folks, you'll probably be able to meet Roddy Tops. Once his grind section is done and over with.
And here we go. It begins again. So the rest of this stream is going to be more grinding, and most likely the first like 20 most likely the first 20 minutes of the next part is going to be me finishing off the grinding. And then I'll probably move on to and then I will be moving on to the next level with that girl who was in nothing but a towel. We'll see what she wants from us in the next part. And I will be doing one more stream today. Because my plan is what I want to do is I want to get all of the grinding out today. I don't want to have to deal with any more grinding come next week. So I'm gonna do however many parts it takes to get done with the grinding. Now, if I hadn't had to abruptly leave and end part 1, then this would be the last part of the grinding.
And that's why I don't like to leave the house that much when it comes to certain stuff like that. I don't mind going to a doctor's appointment, or going to get my meds refilled. I just can't stand going to the goddamn dentist.
Yeah.
So, writing new manga books?
Well, I mean, I'm currently trying to, I'm currently waiting for, the new volumes of a bunch of different mangas to come out, so I can keep reading those. The newest books for the Legend of Korra and Last Airbender comics should be coming out next month.
That's good.
Part 3 of Avatar: The Last Airbender Imbalance. And Part 2 of The Legend of Korra Fall of an Empire. Or, no, Ruins of an Empire. So.
Oh. I need to get back into Fairy Tail. For me, to go back to the anime, I'm just waiting until all of the episodes just get done. Because the only episode that I remember left was Natsu saying to God, to his brother, saying, when you make a promise, you make sure you bring your butt back. I'm like, okay. So.
Yeah.
Is it the best work that Hero has done? No. Nope. I think he shot all of his in creativity through his first work.
Yeah. Rave Master was definitely the best series he made. I mean, he's dipped his hand in a lot of different series. There was the short-lived Monster Hunter manga that he made, which only lasted for 4 volumes. There was the short-lived Monster Soul manga he made, which only lasted for 4 volumes. There was, I can't remember what it was called, but there was another manga that was only 1 volume. But he purposefully made it 1 volume. He wasn't meaning for it to be a long-running series. He just meant it to be a little short mini-series. And then there's also his newest work, Eden Zero, as well as the 100-year quest for Fairy Tail that he's still doing. And then he had, of course, Rape Master and Fairy Tail.
No, it ain't Eden Zero. It's Fairy Tail 1.2.
Yeah, Fairy Tail 2.0. It's Fairy Tail in space. That's what it is. It's Fairy Tail in space.
It's like, oh my god, Hero. If you didn't put all those creativity ideas in Raid Master, maybe everything would have been better. But again, different manga artists are different how they do it.
Like, you want to learn about, you want to talk about a manga artist that didn't copy and paste all of his ideas into all of his different works. Then you talk about the creator of Soul Eater, because like he freaking made Fire Force after that, and that is radically different.
Yes, and I can take it from my experience since I am watching the anime. It is different. I enjoy it. The main character's getting a harem. It's hilarious. And we just found out that his brother is alive. But again, if you've been reading the manga, you already knew that. So...
yeah, so, like... That's a creator that is a creator that actually knows what they're doing and has a ton of creativity. Hiro Mashima just literally copy and pastes everything he made in Brave Master and just copy and pastes it into all of his other works. It's
like, yeah. The idea is like, oh, my shit doesn't stink. It's like, okay. At this point, it kind of does.
He didn't do it for Monster Hunter, but here's the thing: he didn't really know anything about Monster Hunter, so it really makes sense for it to have not lasted long, considering how he doesn't really know anything about the Monster Hunter games.
And that's a long RPG game.
Yeah, and Monster Soul, I liked it. I thought that there was creativity in it. I thought there was creativity in Monster. I thought there was creativity in Monster Soul. I bought the first two volumes, as volumes 3 and 4 were never released in America.
That's another thing I hate. Well,
The first-
we'll only get like half. We'll get
Yeah,
half
the
of
first
stuff
two
at the back.
the first 2 volumes were released in America, but volumes 3 and 4 never were, and that's unfortunate because I liked Monster Soul. I thought it was a good manga. I thought it had creativity and interesting characters, and it didn't have. He didn't just copy and paste Happy into it. Eden Zero.
But again, Wendy in this one, she's well.
And then
endowed.
you have freaking Natsu dyeing his hair black.
Wendy getting a mature body.
That is the one thing I want to. That is the one reason why I want to read the first chapter of the sequel to Fairy Tail whenever he makes it. I will read that first chapter just so I can see grown-up Wendy. I want to know, did she actually get the body that she always dreamed of?
Yeah. See what grown-up Wendy's doing. Seeing what Natsu's doing. Since he's
I
the
want.
only-
Well, okay. No, 2 reasons. I want to see what grown-up Wendy looks like, and I also want to see what does Gaijul and Levy's kid look like. Like, what gender is their kid? What's their kid's name? I want to know that. Okay, because that is the one shipping that I actually actively supported throughout the series. People who know me know that I am not particularly a fan of Fairy Tail. I did a whole month where I just talked about the flaws of the series, like on my channel a few years ago, and I do not like it. I understand why people like it, but I am not a fan. But I will admit that there were a couple characters that I found enjoyable. I liked Gaijul, I liked Levy, I liked Wendy, I liked Urza.
Yes, and there's a couple of characters that I like as well, and there's some of the plots that I really hate. I like Natsu, yes. He's an adorable idiot. Then you got Wendy, that's the cute little girl. You get to see her grow.
Yeah.
Then you got the
And
busted blonde.
by the final arc, you really here. By the time we got to the final arc, Hiro really wanted to remind people, hey, it's been like 8 years since she was 10 years old. She's technically 18, even though she looks like a 12-year-old. She's technically 18 now, so. Yeah, he ended up putting her in a bunch of really suggestive situations and showed off her butt every chance he got. It's
I find it hilarious that Natsu's crush that he has is Lucy's great grandmother. I don't know how many greats it is.
Oh no, it's Lucy's great grandmother, just one great. Because it was like 100 years prior. He ended up traveling 100 years into the future, along with the other dragon slayers.
Yes, and at that point, so technically, yeah, it's like I can understand why Natsu has a crush on this girl. But again, I like Lucy. She's interesting. It took me a while to really get more convincing about her, besides her being a damsel in distress.
Well, I mean, she was always the main character. She was always the main character of the series.
Took her like how many years to be able to walk the same ground as Natsu?
Not until after the second time skip. When she was able to, use her Stardress powers. And it's like, okay, finally you're useful. Finally you can do something.
I'd rather have Wendy back my butt up than Lucy.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we never get to see her. Unfortunately, we never get to see her use a star dress form with like the king of the spirits. I think that would have been really cool. I would have loved to have seen that.
Now, the nitpick that I have about Fairy Tail is the final, the Everest Empire arc.
Yeah.
And the Acnologia fight against Natsu versus Acnologia.
Well, as well as the fight against Xerath. Xerath. Drat! I've been foiled by the power of love!
At least Dragon Ball has a better when it comes to gimmicks when it needs to fight. Dragon Ball, the original, Z, GT, and Super.
Heroes as well does it. So.
Oh yeah, and Heroes just nothing but fan service, and I like that.
Yeah.
I finally got to see the question, who would technically be in a good fight? Super Saiyan 4 versus Super Saiyan Blue. Sadly, that fight did not last long as I wanted it to.
Yeah, because it's almost as if one is a god and the other is a monkey.
But again, it was interrupted by Fu, the new Demon Lord. King of all demons. Oh. But again, some anime characters, some anime manga artists know what they're doing when it comes to a story. I love their stories when they do it correctly and not hashing everything out, like how, I like the Brotherhood story arc. That was a good story. Well, no, Alchemist Brotherhood.
Yeah.
Then you got High School DxD. It's good.
Yeah.
Then you got Berserk. You got the gritty and all that stuff. It's good.
Yeah. And the next season of High School DxD, which is currently in the works, it's in the works now. We don't know when we're gonna get it, but we do know that somebody is. They're now trying to start work. They're now starting to work on it. So hopefully we'll get it in 2021, maybe, or late 2020.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. I just want season 2 of Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid.
Yeah, which it's already in the works. I mean, volume 8 of the manga, when that came out a few months ago, at the end of it, the creator of the series said that season 2 of the anime is currently in the works. And here's the thing. Volume 8 of the manga came out several months before it ever came here to the US, which means they are several months further into production. So we will most likely be getting that in, like, spring or summer next year.
And I get to see my waifu.
Yep. You'll finally... it's going to be a Lulu's introduction. Now, here's the thing I should give you a heads up for about what we can expect from Season 2. Season 1 covered the events of the first 3 volumes of the manga. Season 2 will most likely cover volumes 4, 5, and 6. And here's the thing. Volume 4, the entirety of Volume 4, is all about Ilulu and basically her starting off as a villain and then and how she ends up getting, like, retribution, how she ends up reforming and becoming a good guy. But Volumes 5 and 6, practically nothing happens. It's just It's just all of these different characters being put into different situations and dealing with it. There's not much going on in terms of a story, and there's no major fight scenes aside from what happens between Toru, Elma, and Alulu at the start of the 4th volume.
And that's fine. I just want to spend time with my waifu and actually see how she goes.
Volumes 7 and 8 both have really good stories and have really good fights and everything. I mean, Volume 7 even has Toru and Elma basically... They finally decide, okay, we've put this off long enough, let's have an actual legit battle against each other. The end-all be-all for all for our battle. And that's in Volume 7. And, Kobayashi was a little worried at first, but as she saw them fight, she realized, oh, okay, I get it. This is just them showing each other they care. And basically, by the end of the fight, both of them are just on the ground, all beat up, and they both just start laughing. And after that, they become best friends. They don't fight or argue anymore after that. They just become best friends.
But again, they've always been best friends.
They've always been kind of friends, but enemies at the same time. They've been frenemies throughout the series. Like, they kind of consider each other friends, but they're also from enemy factions. So it's like, yeah. But yeah, I mean, Volume 7 and 8 both have some great fight scenes and great stories and everything. And unfortunately, Volumes 5 and 6 just doesn't have anything happening in them. So Season 2 will most likely be pretty uneventful. But Season 3, if it gets a Season 3, that is going to be eventful. There's going to be a lot of awesome stuff going down in Season 3 if it gets a 3rd season. So I really hope it does.
Did you ever see the new episode of Dragon Ball Super? Or no?
Let me see. The last one I saw was Goku was getting the crap beaten out of him, and then at the very end of the episode, he transformed into Ultra Instinct again. And the fight, his fight against Jiren is about to really heat up.
Okay, then I know where you're at. Then no, you have not.
I still got there's 3 episodes left. There's only 3 episodes left in the whole series.
This one is technically shorter than Z, but I can understand why.
Well, I mean, if original Z, yes. Kai, no. Kai is shorter. Dragon Ball Z Kai is shorter than this because it just cuts out all the filler and says, "Hey, here's what happened in the manga. This is what you guys want to see, so we're just giving you it." They cut out the bullshit and they just say, "Hey, here's the awesome fight scenes. Enjoy."
But again, I like the filler stuff in Dragon Ball Z. It gave me more Dragon Ball.
If you like the filler stuff, that's fine, but you can't defend it taking 5 episodes. You can't defend how it took 5 episodes for Goku to charge the Spirit Bomb in the Frieza arc. How it took freaking 5 episodes of him just standing there trying to collect enough energy for 5 episodes. You can't defend that.
I'm not trying to, but again, I can understand why people like Kai the best. Yes, it gets into the good stuff. Yes, they get the returning actors that did the original Z back.
Yeah. They got all the actors who did Z back to continue to do the voices, and they cut out all the BS stuff and actually had the fights take as long as they did in the manga. So it's like they give fans exactly what they wanted from the original series. If you like the original series, that's fine. More power to you. It's nostalgic. It is very nostalgic. Oops, I accidentally pressed a button.
But again, Z was my very first anime.
No.
And I liked it. It was good. It was interesting. I enjoyed the Elseworld tournament. And all that stuff.
I'm trying to get to 800 right now, because I see it's past an hour.
Yeah.
So once I get to 800...
They're almost there.
I want to show off what happens when you go back to the end of the level after you've already beaten him. I want to show that off real quick.
You just transforming into a monkey, or no, you're just going back more platforming. So are there any enemies like the Dark Nuts in this game?
Enemies that have a ton of health and take a long time to beat.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can think of a couple enemies that are kind of like that.
Oh, you gotta love those invincibility frames.
So here you go. If you go here, you don't have to fight the boss again. It just immediately shows you the warp to get out of the level.
Okay.
Save. Okay. Get just a few extra. Okay. Okay, buy the warp dance. Yes. I will not forget that again.
Are you sure?
Okay. So I bought the fireball. So the first I bought one fireball And so I need to buy the second one, which is 75. That one, I think, is going to change to 80, and then it's going to be 200, I think. So I think I'm going to need about, like, 600 total. Maybe a little less.
So are we finally getting on to plots?
Not yet. Right now.
I'm guessing the water will heal up your magic.
Yes. It gives you a full restore on hearts and magic. Alright. And that's going to be it for this episode. In the next episode, I will finally finish off all the grinding. It shouldn't take too long considering how I only need about 600 instead of 900. It should not take as long. I was almost at 900 after 20 minutes of grinding. So yeah, I don't need as much as that, so it shouldn't take. So it should not take. It should be like anywhere from like 10 to 15 minutes of the next part. So it shouldn't take long. But hope you'll join me for that one. And we will see you guys in the next part. All right. Take care, everybody.